Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods survive. The stars shone brightly in the dark sky above the Galactic Council space station. Inside the grand meeting hall, 12 alien leaders sat around a circular table. Each one looked very different from the others. Some had scales, others had fur, and some glowed with strange light. "We have found a new species," said Elder Krill, a tall blue alien with 4 arms. "They call themselves humans. They live on a small blue planet called Earth." Elder Zixnar leaned forward. He had gray skin and large black eyes that seemed to see everything. "Show us what you have learned," he said. A large screen appeared in the middle of the room. It showed images of Earth, its cities, and its people. The aliens watched humans building things, fighting wars, creating art, and exploring space. "They are still very young as a species," said Elder Krill. "But they learn quickly. They have already started to explore their solar system." "I find them interesting," said Elder Zixnar. "They evolved in a very harsh environment. Look how they adapt to different challenges. Most species would have died out facing such problems." "Are they a threat?" asked another elder with sharp teeth and red scales. "Not yet," said Elder Krill. "Their technology is primitive compared to ours, but they are advancing faster than any species we have seen before." Elder Zixnar stood up. "I will lead a team to observe them more closely. We should learn more before we decide what to do." The council agreed, and soon Elder Zixnar's ship was orbiting Mars, hidden by advanced cloaking technology. For weeks they watched Earth, studying human behavior, languages, and history. "Their history is filled with violence," said one of Zixnar's team members. "They constantly fight each other." "Yes," said Zixnar. "But look what happens when they face a common enemy. They unite and fight with incredible strength, and they never give up, even when defeat seems certain." Meanwhile on Earth, at the International Lunar Station, astronaut Jack Collins was checking the new long-range sensors. The station floated in orbit around the moon, a collection of white modules with solar panels stretching out like wings. "Jack, come look at this," called Dr. Lily Bennett. She was looking at a computer screen with a puzzled expression on her face. Her long brown hair was tied back, and her eyes were focused on strange readings on her screen. Jack floated over in the zero gravity. "What did you find?" "I'm getting weird energy readings from beyond Mars," she said. "It's like something is there, but trying not to be seen." "A new asteroid?" asked Jack. "No," said Lily. "The pattern is too regular. This is artificial." Jack looked serious. "We should report this to Houston." "Wait," said Lily. "Let's gather more data first. I can adjust our sensors to get a clearer picture." For 3 days they secretly studied the strange readings. Lily wrote new computer programs to filter out the noise and enhance the signal. "I've got it," she finally said. "Look at this 3D model." The computer showed the shape of a large ship, unlike anything humans had ever built. "That's not one of ours," whispered Jack. His heart beat faster. Just then, their communication system activated. A strange voice spoke in perfect English. "Humans of Earth. We know you have detected our presence. We had hoped to observe longer before making contact, but circumstances have changed. We are representatives of the Galactic Council, a union of intelligent species from across the stars." Jack and Lily looked at each other in shock. "We wish to establish peaceful contact," the voice continued. "Please respond if you understand this message." With shaking hands, Jack pressed the communication button. "This is Commander Jack Collins of the International Lunar Station. We hear you." On the alien ship, Elder Zixnar turned to his team. "First, contact has begun earlier than planned. Inform the Council immediately." He looked at the images of the 2 humans on his screen. "And start a new report file. Title it, Warning: The Dangerous Potential of Human Rage. I have studied their history. If these humans ever feel truly threatened, not even beings they would consider gods would survive their wrath. Alien warning: When humans rage, not even gods survive. 6 months had passed since humans first met aliens. Earth was still buzzing with excitement. People everywhere talked about the Galactic Council and the amazing technology the aliens might share. The United Nations had picked 3 people to go meet the Council at a place called Centauri Prime. Admiral Frank Rogers was a tall man with a serious face who led Earth's space forces. Susan Mitchell was a smart diplomat with a warm smile who knew 6 languages. Dr. Alan Wright was a brilliant scientist with messy hair and glasses who studied alien biology. They traveled on a special ship the aliens sent. It moved faster than any human ship and reached Centauri Prime in just 2 weeks. "Look at that," whispered Frank as they saw the space station. It was huge, like a shining silver flower floating in space. Ships of all shapes and sizes flew around it. "It's beautiful," said Susan. When they docked, aliens of many kinds greeted them. Some had too many arms. Others floated instead of walking. One looked like a cloud of purple gas. "Welcome, humans," said a tall alien with golden skin. "I am Trell, your guide. The Council is eager to meet you." The humans followed Trell through hallways filled with strange plants and floating lights. They saw aliens from dozens of worlds talking, trading, and working together. "The Grand Council will see you tomorrow," said Trell. "Tonight, rest in your quarters." Their rooms were nice but strange. The beds adjusted to their bodies perfectly. The food machines made anything they asked for. There were no obvious cameras, but Susan felt watched. That night, while Frank was taking a shower, Susan whispered to Alan, "Something feels wrong. The translation device they gave us. I noticed it's not showing everything they say to each other." Alan nodded. "I think they're hiding things. This treaty they want us to sign. Have you noticed how much they want from Earth, but how little they offer in return?" Frank came out of the bathroom. "Keep your voices down," he said quietly. "These walls probably have ears." The next day they met the full council, 12 alien leaders sitting on tall chairs in a circle. Elder Zixnar was there, watching the humans closely. "We welcome Earth to the galactic community," said the council leader. "We offer friendship and knowledge." But as the talks went on, Susan noticed how the aliens avoided direct answers about military technology. They wanted to build cultural exchange centers on Earth but wouldn't allow humans to build anything on their worlds. During a break, Zixnar approached Dr. Wright while the others were distracted. "Human, listen carefully," the alien said in a low voice. "Not all of us agree with this plan. Some on the council fear your kind. They see how quickly you learn, how fiercely you fight. They believe you must be controlled before you spread through space." "Are you threatening us?" asked Alan, standing straight. "No. Warning you." Zixnar's large eyes blinked. "I have studied your history. You are young but strong. The Council has never met a species like yours, one that evolved on such a dangerous world." "What do you mean?" "Most species in the Council evolved on peaceful worlds. They never faced the constant threats you did. They never had to adapt so quickly or fight so hard just to survive." Zixnar looked around to make sure they weren't being watched. "The Mekthar faction especially fears you. They believe themselves to be gods. They cannot understand a species that does not accept natural masters." "Why tell me this?" "Because I believe forcing humans into submission will only lead to disaster. I have seen what happens when your kind is backed into a corner." The alien moved away as others approached. "Be careful what you agree to. Not all gifts are truly gifts." Later, the humans met privately in Frank's room. "We need to be very careful," said Susan. "I think they want our resources, not friendship." Frank nodded. "We'll play along for now. Sign their treaty, bring it home for review, but we need to prepare Earth, just in case." "For what?" asked Alan. "For the possibility that we just met our first enemies among the stars," said Frank, his face grim in the strange alien light. Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods survive. 2 months after the treaty was signed, Earth was buzzing with activity. The United Nations had approved the building of a joint research station orbiting Jupiter. People everywhere were excited about working with aliens and learning their advanced technology. Dr. Lily Bennett sat in her new office at the Xenotechnology Division. Her job was to study the alien tech and make sure it was safe. On her desk sat blueprints for the new station. She had been looking at them for days. "Something's not right," she said to herself. Lily picked up her coffee and took a sip. She had barely slept in 3 days. She pulled up the plans for what the aliens called cultural exchange centers on her computer. These rooms were supposed to help humans learn about alien worlds. But buried in the complex designs, Lily found something strange. Hidden sensors and monitoring equipment, far more advanced than needed for simple cultural displays. "They're watching us," she whispered. "But why? What are they looking for?" Lily needed to tell someone, but who? The government was so happy about the treaty that they might not listen. She decided to call her old friend Jack Collins. Before she could make the call, her assistant ran into the office. "Dr. Bennett, turn on the news. We're under attack." Lily turned on the screen. The news showed Earth's orbital defense platforms exploding one by one. Alien ships appeared from nowhere, their weapons firing with deadly accuracy. "This is not happening," she whispered, her hands shaking. Her phone rang. It was Admiral Rogers. "Lily, get to the secure bunker now." His voice was tense. "The Mechthar faction has launched a surprise attack. They're claiming we broke the treaty by developing weapons." "That's a lie," she said. "I know. This was planned long before we even met them. They want Earth's resources and they want us working for them. Get to safety and bring your research." Lily grabbed her tablet with all her findings and ran for the exit. Outside, the sky was filled with strange lights as alien weapons hit targets around the world. The aliens were smart. They didn't destroy cities completely. They hit power plants, communications centers, military bases, and transportation hubs. They wanted to cripple resistance without destroying what they came to take. In orbit, Earth's space fleet fought bravely but was outnumbered. Captain Steve Harris watched as his ship, the EDS Defender, was hit again and again. "Keep fighting," he shouted to his crew. "Don't let them take Earth without paying a price." The Defender exploded moments later, taking 3 alien ships with it. Meanwhile, Jack Collins was at the lunar base when the attack began. He watched in horror as Earth burned. Then he made a decision. "We need to get to Dr. Bennett's data," he told his crew. "And then, we need to escape." "Escape where?" asked a young pilot named Maria. "Proxima Centauri," said Jack. "We have a small research outpost there. It might be outside their control. We need to survive and fight back." They took the newest experimental ship, the Phoenix. It was small but fast, with some alien tech that Dr. Bennett had been studying. They flew to Earth under the cover of the battle, landed near the bunker where Lily was hiding, and picked her up along with her crucial data. "The aliens have defensive weaknesses," Lily explained as they escaped Earth's gravity. "Their neural networks can't handle certain electromagnetic frequencies. We might be able to use that." As they prepared to jump to Proxima Centauri, Jack looked back at Earth. Fires burned across his home planet. Alien ships were landing in major cities. "We'll be back," he promised. "And when we return, those aliens will learn why Elder Zixnar warned them about humans." The Phoenix disappeared into deep space, carrying with it Earth's best hope for freedom. On the Mechthar command ship, the alien leader watched the humans fleeing. "Let them run," he said to his officers. "No primitive species has ever challenged our might. These humans will learn their place just like all the others." Little did he know that humans were different, and when backed into a corner, they would fight with a rage that even self-proclaimed gods could not survive. Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods survive. 3 months had passed since the attack. Earth was now under alien control. The Mechthar had set up zones around the planet's richest resource areas. They forced humans to mine their own planet for alien benefit. Deep in the Rocky Mountains, Admiral Frank Rogers looked at the map on the wall of his hidden base. Red marks showed alien control points. Blue marks showed human resistance groups. "Sir, the team from California has arrived," said a young soldier. Frank nodded. "Send them in." Susan Mitchell walked into the room. Her diplomat suit was now replaced by practical combat gear. With her was a group of thin, tired-looking people. Glad you made it, said Frank, hugging Susan. How bad was the journey? We lost 2 people crossing Nevada, Susan said quietly. The aliens have drones everywhere, but we brought something important. She turned to a man with glasses. This is Dr. Kyle Peterson. He worked at Berkeley on communication systems. You're building a resistance network, said Kyle. I can help. I know how to hide signals from alien technology. Good, said Frank. Because we need to contact other groups. We're not the only ones fighting back. Around the world, humans were learning to fight the aliens. The Mechthar had better weapons and technology, but humans knew Earth better. They knew how to hide in forests, mountains, and old subway tunnels. They set traps and made quick attacks before disappearing again. The aliens expected us to surrender completely, said Susan during a planning meeting. They don't understand human nature. We've spent our entire history fighting each other. Now we're using those skills against them. But we need more than just hit-and-run attacks, said Frank. We need a real plan to take back our planet. At that moment, a radio operator ran into the room. Sir, we're picking up a signal from space. It's using one of our old military codes. Everyone gathered around the radio. Through the static, they heard a familiar voice. This is Jack Collins calling Earth Resistance. If you can hear this, please respond. We have important information from Proxima Centauri. Frank grabbed the radio. Jack, this is Admiral Rogers. How the hell are you broadcasting without the aliens detecting you? Lily figured it out, Jack replied. The aliens have a blind spot in their detection systems, but we don't have much time. Listen carefully. We've discovered a weakness. Meanwhile, at the Proxima Centauri research outpost, Lily Bennett and the scientific team had been working nonstop. The small base was hidden on a moon orbiting the distant star. Here, away from alien eyes, they studied the technology Lily had brought from Earth. The alien neural networks have a fatal flaw, Lily explained to the team. They can't handle specific electromagnetic frequencies that humans can tolerate perfectly well. If we can build devices that produce these frequencies, we can disable their technology without hurting ourselves. On Earth, the resistance was growing stronger. In China, former Army General Lin Wei led farmers and factory workers in attacks on alien mining operations. In Brazil, Maria Fernandez and her people used the dense jungle to hide and strike at alien patrols. Frank's biggest success came when his team captured an alien communications relay in Colorado. Now they could talk to resistance groups around the world and coordinate attacks. More importantly, they could maintain contact with the Proxima Centauri team. One evening, Susan found Frank looking at an old photo of his family. We'll win this, she said softly. Humans have faced terrible odds before. Frank nodded. The aliens made a big mistake. They studied our weapons and technology but didn't truly understand our spirit. Throughout history, humans have always fought hardest when things seemed hopeless. The next day, they received news that resistance fighters in Australia had captured a high-ranking Mechthar commander. This was the breakthrough they needed. Bring the prisoner here, Frank ordered. We need to know everything about their plans and weaknesses. As Susan prepared for the interrogation, she remembered what Elder Zixnar had told them months ago. The aliens feared humans because they couldn't predict or control them. Now that fear was becoming reality. The Mechthar think they're gods, she told Frank. But they're about to learn that humans don't believe in gods that try to enslave them. We fight them instead. Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods survive. The captured Mechthar commander sat in a metal chair. His gray skin looked pale under the bright lights. 4 armed guards watched him carefully. Susan Mitchell sat across from him, with Admiral Rogers standing behind her. We know you understand our language, said Susan. Your people studied us for months before attacking. The alien's 4 eyes blinked slowly. Then he spoke in a strange, clicking voice. You think capturing me will help you? The Mechthar Empire spans 50 star systems. Your entire planet is nothing to us. Then why attack us at all? Asked Susan. Why not leave us alone? The alien made a sound that might have been a laugh. Because you are dangerous. Your kind adapts too quickly. Left alone, you would become a threat in just a few generations. Frank stepped forward. Tell us about the council. Did they approve this invasion? The alien hesitated. No. The council voted against direct action. They preferred to watch and wait, but the Mechthar see more clearly. We know that primitive species must be controlled early. So you attacked without permission, said Susan. You broke the council's rules. Rules made by weak species, the alien replied. The Mechthar follow a higher calling. Over the next few days they learned much more. The Mechthar and 2 allied species had acted alone, thinking they could present the council with a completed conquest. They believed humans were especially dangerous because they couldn't be predicted or easily controlled. Most surprising was what they learned about the aliens themselves. The Mechthar saw themselves as divine beings, born to rule lesser species. Their religion taught that they were the first intelligent life in the galaxy, created by the universe itself to bring order. The sacred texts speak of the Great Purge, the alien explained with frightening calm. When unworthy species who resist their proper place are removed from existence. You mean genocide, said Susan, horrified. The alien's face showed no emotion. We mean necessary cleansing. It is mercy, really. Species that cannot accept their natural role live in constant conflict. Meanwhile, at the Proxima Centauri outpost, Jack Collins received an unexpected visitor. A small ship arrived carrying Elder Zixnar, who had fled the council after opposing the Mechthar action. You were right to warn us, Jack told the alien as they sat in the base's meeting room. But why risk coming here? Because I bring crucial information, said Zixnar. The location of the Mechthar homeworld and the central node of their shared consciousness. Lily Bennett joined them, bringing data tablets. What do you mean by shared consciousness? The Mechthar are not fully individual beings like humans, explained Zixnar. They maintain a constant mental connection. Their highest thoughts and decisions flow through a central node on their homeworld. Like a network with a main server, said Lily, her eyes lighting up with understanding. Yes. It makes them very efficient but also vulnerable. As they talked, Lily shared her own discoveries. The council species had evolved in stable environments with few threats. They developed highly specialized abilities but lacked human adaptability. Humans, having evolved through constant change and danger, were uniquely equipped to handle unpredictable situations. The Mechthar didn't invade Earth because they want its resources, Lily realized. They invaded because they're afraid of what humans might become. Correct, said Zixnar. Your kind adapts faster than any species the Council has encountered. The Mechthar fear what they cannot predict or control. Jack looked out at the stars through the base window. Then they made a terrible mistake attacking us. Throughout human history, the most dangerous humans were those fighting for survival. On Earth, Susan brought the interrogation findings to Frank and the resistance leaders. The Mechthar see themselves as gods, she explained, and we're supposed to be their obedient servants. Frank smiled grimly. Then they should have studied Earth's history more carefully. Humans have overthrown every god that tried to rule them by force. He pointed to the map. It's time to move from defense to offense. Contact all resistance cells. Tell Jack and Lily to prepare the electromagnetic disruptors. In 1 month, we launch Operation Thunderstrike. Susan nodded. The Mechthar think their superior technology makes them invincible. They don't understand that humans don't accept defeat, not when our home is at stake. In his cell, the Mechthar commander felt a rare emotion, doubt. These humans fought with a determination he had never seen. For the first time, he wondered if the sacred texts were wrong. Perhaps these humans were not meant to be servants after all. Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods. Survive. 18 months after the invasion, Operation Thunderstrike was ready to begin. Around the world, resistance groups prepared for the largest coordinated attack against the alien occupiers. In the Rocky Mountain base, Admiral Rogers addressed the assembled fighters. Men and women from all walks of life stood together, united by their determination to free Earth. Today we stop hiding and start taking back our planet, he said. Dr. Bennett and her team have created devices that will disrupt the aliens' neural networks. These won't kill them, but will temporarily disable their technology and communications. Susan Mitchell stepped forward. Remember your training. The moment the disruptors activate, you have exactly 30 minutes to complete your objectives before the aliens adapt. Make every second count. Across Earth, resistance fighters moved into position. Some wore old military uniforms, others wore whatever they could find. They carried a mix of captured alien weapons and human guns. Each team had one of Lily's electromagnetic disruptors. At the Proxima Centauri base, Jack Collins prepared a small fleet of ships. Most were retrofitted human vessels, but there were also 3 alien ships they had captured and reprogrammed. Scientists and engineers made final adjustments to their weapons and shields. The Mechthar don't expect an attack from space, Jack told his pilots. They think all human resistance is trapped on Earth. We'll use Elder Zixnar's access codes to bypass their outer defenses. Lily checked the special disruptor on Jack's ship. It was larger than the others, designed to interfere with the Mechthars. Central Communication Network. This has to work perfectly, she said. If we can cut off the Mechthar commanders from their troops, the entire invasion force will fall into confusion. Jack nodded. No pressure, right? He smiled, but his eyes were serious. What about the message to the Council? Susan has it ready. Once we disrupt the Mechthar network, she'll broadcast the evidence of their unauthorized invasion to the full Council. At exactly noon Greenwich Mean Time, the attack began. Around the world, resistance fighters activated their disruptors. The IBI effect was immediate. Alien technology began to fail. Ships lost power and crashed. Weapons stopped working. Communication systems went silent. In London, resistance fighters led by former police officer Dan Brown stormed an alien command center. The Mechthar inside stumbled around in confusion, their neural implants overloaded by the electromagnetic pulses. They're not so tough without their technology, said Dan as his team secured the building. Take them into custody. Remember, we're not killers. We're liberators. Meanwhile, Jack's fleet entered Earth's solar system. Using stolen access codes, they slipped past the outer defense grid. The few alien ships that detected them couldn't coordinate a response because their communication systems were failing. Jack's flagship, the Phoenix, headed straight for the Mechthar command vessel. It was huge, like a floating city in space. But with its defenses disrupted, it was vulnerable. Primary target in range, said Maria, Jack's pilot. Disruptor at full power. Activate it, ordered Jack. The Phoenix fired the special disruptor. A wave of electromagnetic energy washed over the command ship. Inside, the Mechthar Supreme Commander screamed as his neural connection to the hive mind was severed for the first time in his life. On Earth, Admiral Rogers led the attack on the main Mechthar base in what used to be Colorado. With alien weapons disabled, the fight became hand-to-hand. Humans, with their greater physical strength built from living on a higher gravity planet, had the advantage. Keep pushing forward, shouted Frank as they cleared room after room. We need to reach their communication center. When they finally secured the central control room, Susan immediately began uploading their evidence to the alien communication array. The data included proof that the Mechthar had violated Council protocols not just on Earth, but on dozens of other worlds, secretly, enslaving primitive species across the galaxy. Transmission complete, she said. Now the whole Council knows what the Mechthar have been doing. Within hours, the tide of battle had turned decisively. Without their technology and central coordination, the alien forces were overwhelmed by human determination. Around the world, people who had been forced to work in alien mines and factories rose up against their oppressors. By sunset, Jack's fleet had disabled or captured the majority of alien ships in Earth orbit. The Phoenix hovered over North America, its sensors confirming that most major cities were back under human control. We've done it, Jack told Lily as they looked down at Earth. Phase 1 is complete. And Phase 2? She asked. Now we take the fight to them, Jack said. The Mechthar need to learn that attacking Earth was the biggest mistake they ever made. At the Rocky Mountain base, Admiral Rogers received a message from the Alien warning. When humans rage, not even gods survive. With Earth largely free from Mechthar control, humanity faced a crucial decision. Should they accept the Galactic Council's offers of peace, or should they strike back at the heart of Mechthar? Power? In the rebuilt United Nations building in Geneva, leaders from around the world met to decide. Admiral Rogers and Susan Mitchell presented what they had learned about the Mechthar. "They won't stop," said Susan. "Their religion teaches them that they must rule all lesser species. As long as their empire exists, Earth will never be truly safe." Dr. Lily Bennett stood up next. Behind her was a screen showing complex chemical formulas. "I've developed a weapon that targets the Mechthar's unique biology," she explained. "It would eliminate their entire species from the galaxy." A shocked silence fell over the room. "You're talking about genocide," said the representative from Kenya. Lily nodded grimly. "Yes, complete and unstoppable." Jack Collins, who had been standing quietly at the back, walked to the center of the room. "We can't use it," he said firmly. "If we destroy an entire species, we become exactly what Elder Zixnar feared, a dangerous, unstoppable force that kills without mercy." "Then what do you suggest?" asked the Chinese premier. "We cannot live in fear of another attack. We target their central consciousness node," said Jack, "the facility on their homeworld that connects all Mechthar minds. We don't need to kill them all. We just need to break their unified control system." The room erupted in debate. Some wanted revenge. Others feared what would happen if they attacked the homeworld of such a powerful species. In the end, they voted to approve Jack's plan. Humanity would strike at the heart of Mechthar power, but would not commit genocide. 3 weeks later, a fleet of ships prepared to depart Earth orbit. Most were captured and repurposed Mechthar vessels. Jack would lead the mission, with Lily and Elder Zixnar providing crucial technical and strategic support. "This is a dangerous mission," Jack told his crew. "We're flying into the most heavily defended system in the Mechthar Empire. Many of us won't return." "We know the risks," said Maria, his loyal pilot, "but we also know what happens if we do nothing." The journey took 2 months. They had to travel carefully, using secret routes provided by Elder Zixnar. Along the way, they were joined by ships from other worlds that had suffered under Mechthar rule. The fleet grew as stories of Earth's successful rebellion spread. "Your resistance has inspired others," Zixnar told Jack. "Many species believed the Mechthar could never be defeated." Finally, they reached the Mechthar home system. Massive defense stations orbited the orange sun. Hundreds of warships patrolled the space around the dark, rocky homeworld. "This is it," said Jack to his fleet. "Remember the plan. Half of our ships will engage their fleet as a distraction. The rest will follow me to the surface target." The battle began. The Mechthar were surprised by the attack but responded quickly. Space lit up with weapon fire. Ships exploded on both sides. It was the largest space battle in galactic history. Jack's strike force fought through the chaos, heading for the planet's surface. Their target was a massive pyramid-like structure that housed the central consciousness node. "They've detected our approach," reported Lily as alarms sounded throughout their ship. "The Phoenix is taking heavy damage." Jack looked at the damage reports. The ship would not survive much longer. He made a decision. "Evacuate the crew to the support vessels," he ordered. "I'm taking the Phoenix in alone." "Jack, no," cried Lily. "That's a suicide mission." "Someone has to deliver the disruptor directly to the node," he said calmly. "The Phoenix is already damaged. I can pilot her in." Tearfully, Lily and the others transferred to the escort ships. Jack remained alone on the bridge of the Phoenix. The ship shook as it took more hits. Multiple systems were failing. "This is Commander Jack Collins of Earth," he broadcast to all channels as he aimed his dying ship at the pyramid. "Remember what happens when you threaten my planet." The Phoenix crashed directly into the central node facility, its special disruptor activating on impact. A wave of energy pulsed outward, spreading across the entire planet. Across the galaxy, Mechthar soldiers suddenly stumbled and fell. The mental connection that had unified them for thousands of years was broken. For the first time, they existed as truly separate individuals. In orbit above the planet, the battle stopped as confused Mechthar ships ceased firing. Without central coordination, they couldn't maintain their attack. Lily watched from the escort ship, tears streaming down her face. "He did it," she whispered. Jack broke their control system. On Earth, Admiral Rogers received the news of their victory with mixed emotions. They had won, but at a terrible cost. Jack Collins had sacrificed himself to save not just humanity, but countless other species across the galaxy. The Mechthar are no longer a unified force, he told the UN Council. Their empire is falling apart as we speak. Susan Mitchell stepped forward. "Now we have a chance to build something better. We can help shape a more just galactic community." As Earth celebrated its complete liberation, Admiral Rogers looked up at the night sky. Somewhere out there, the Galactic Council was coming to terms with a new reality, a galaxy where humans were now a major power, a species that had proven it would fight with unmatched determination when threatened. Alien warning: when humans rage, not even gods, survive 5 years passed after the defeat of the Mechthar. The galaxy had changed forever. Earth led a new alliance of worlds that had broken free from Mechthar control. They called themselves the Free Worlds Coalition. Admiral Frank Rogers, now an old man with gray hair, stood on the observation deck of the newly built Earth Embassy on Centauri Prime. Next to him was Susan Mitchell, who served as Earth's first galactic ambassador. "It still amazes me," said Frank. 10 years ago, we didn't even know aliens existed. Now we're helping to reshape galactic politics." Susan nodded. "The old Galactic Council is gone. The new interstellar alliance is stronger and fairer. No species can dominate another now." On many worlds, Dr. Lily Bennett worked with scientists from dozens of species. Together, they created the Galactic Rights Accord, a new set of laws that protected developing civilizations from exploitation. The document began with a simple statement: all intelligent beings have the right to determine their own future. Jack would be proud of what we've built, Lily told Elder Zixnar as they watched representatives from 80 different worlds sign the accord. "Indeed," said the alien. "His sacrifice changed everything." The Mechthar themselves had undergone the most dramatic change. Without their shared consciousness, they experienced individual thoughts and feelings for the first time. Many were horrified when they truly understood what their empire had done to other species. A Mechthar philosopher named Karvosh led a movement for change. He traveled to Earth with a delegation of his people. They came to apologize and offer help rebuilding what the invasion had destroyed. "We never understood empathy before," Karvosh explained to the United Nations. "We could not truly see others as real, feeling beings like ourselves. Now we can. Now we understand the pain we caused." Many humans didn't want to forgive. The scars of the invasion were still fresh, but others saw the value in making peace. "The best revenge isn't destroying your enemy," said Susan Mitchell during the historic meeting. "It's turning them into a friend." On the anniversary of Jack Collins' sacrifice, Earth inaugurated the Collins Institute for Interspecies Cooperation. The large, beautiful building stood in what used to be New York City. It had special areas for aliens of all types, with different atmospheres and gravity levels so everyone could feel comfortable. Susan Mitchell became its first director. At the opening ceremony, she unveiled a memorial wall bearing the names of all humans who had died in the conflict. At the center was Jack's name in large letters, with his final message: "Remember what happens when you threaten my planet." But beneath this was a new message added by Susan: "We come in peace, but never mistake our kindness for weakness." The Galactic Archives, the greatest library in the known universe, updated their entry on humanity. They removed the old classification primitive developing species and replaced it with a new designation: Protectors of Balance. Lily Bennett, now head of Earth Science Academy, received a special visitor one day. It was Elder Zixnar, carrying an ancient-looking document. "The Council has decided that all new species joining the Interstellar Alliance should read this," he said, handing it to her. Lily looked at the title. "Warning: The Dangerous Potential of Human Rage by Elder Zixnar. Your original report? She asked, surprised. Yes. With a new conclusion I've added. The elder alien looked out at the rebuilt city beyond the window. When humans rage, their potential knows no bounds. They do not recognize gods or superior beings, only allies or obstacles. And history has shown, not even gods survive when standing as obstacles to humanity unleashed. He turned back to Lily. But there is a new lesson the galaxy has learned as well. When humans build, when they protect, when they love, that power is equally unstoppable. You have shown us a better way forward. In distant corners of the galaxy, advanced civilizations told their children the story now known as the Earthling response. It was both a warning and an inspiration. A tale of a small, seemingly primitive world that faced extinction and,